I'm finally filming a YouTube video. I know that I promised, at least people who have come from Instagram would know that I promised that I would post every Monday. It is a lot more difficult than just posting on Instagram. And I'm getting used to the landscape format. So I'm just gonna post whenever I film anything. I'm not gonna put too much pressure on myself. And if you've not come here from Instagram, let me introduce myself. I also realized that in my travel vlog, I didn't talk about who I am, what I do. So, hi, welcome to Off Script. My name is Anushka. I am a copywriter. I have worked in advertising and I am also a book influencer. So, I go by this name, Books, Brew, and Banter on Instagram and Off Script on all of the places, Substack, YouTube. So, yeah, that's everything that you need to know. As in, when you watch the vlogs, you would get to know more about me. January acts as a buffer month for me. Like, I'm not doing anything that is extraordinary in January. But from February, things start to get on track. Also, I woke up in the morning and then I picked up this book. I don't know how to pronounce it, Gachar Gochar. Maybe that is how it's pronounced, but I'm gonna check it out and then tell you. And I was just flipping through it. I don't know why I started reading it suddenly, unintentionally, and now it's just like I have to get to it. It's so interesting. Although I do not generally get along with translated works because I just feel that the language, the translation loses the essence, but this one is going very well. It's too early. I'm just 15 pages in, so I shouldn't make such big claims, but I have a good feeling about this one. And the books that I read in January, they weren't really great. Great titles though, but nothing extraordinary came out of it. So yeah, let's go get breakfast. Let's make some coffee. Let's eat some fruits and then we'll get to work. The misery of a new vlogger is that she makes a mistake every now and then. And that's what happened. I was rambling right now. I was telling you what I made for myself for breakfast, what I intend to do, and I didn't press record. But now that we are here doing this again, I made myself some breakfast, pizza toast, and coffee, of course. Can't work without it. While I'm eating, I'm gonna read this book. A quick update. I worked a little and then I also shot a reel, which was so impromptu. I spoke about what I want to read in February and I thought that I would give a download here on my YouTube as well for those of you who are not on Instagram. Okay, let's go. The first one that I want to read is Orbital, of course. I started reading this last month, but I haven't finished it yet. In fact, I'm not even halfway through. I got distracted by this piece of media called Las Meninas. If you have not heard of it, it's a Spanish painting and it's very famous. And it has baffled people for centuries because it really plays on your idea of perception, reality. There's a lot of science and maths into it. It's just a very mesmerizing piece of art, and I was so drawn to that I left the book. I started researching about that painting, and after that, I just lost track of where I was in Orbital. But I'm gonna read it, I'm just taking it slow. I also feel that a book like Orbital, if it didn't come with a tag that it won the Booker Prize, I don't think a lot of people would pick it because it requires you to be in a certain space, no pun intended, but you definitely need to have a temperament for reading stuff about space. Because let's be honest, it's a very difficult piece of work when you see it from the author's perspective. It is not easy to write a piece of work that can get easily mechanical. And from the reader's perspective, I just feel that you have to remove the bias that you start reading this with, that, this is the winner of the Booker Prize, so I must like it. A lot of times that happens because everybody is probably liking the work. I need to like it too. So always approach a book knowing that you might have some kind of bias. Anyway, I want to finish that. Then Gachar Gochar, the book that I was talking about in the morning, I have read only 20 pages, not much. Didn't get the name in between. But it is so interesting. I'm actually very drawn to the story. It has captivated me, and I really, really need to finish this today. Otherwise, I will get distracted again. The third one is a review copy that I received from the author's marketing team. Let me show it to you. This one, it's called Once Upon a Curfew. It is an Indian romance. I do not generally get along with Indian romance. Not because it's poorly written. I don't think I can make a judgment basis the books that I've read because it's not too many. You can only make a judgment once you have read a lot of books in that genre. But I have not. But the ones that I've read, I cannot relate to it. Um, as a society, I don't know how we see romance in our day to day lives. And it's just very difficult for me to relate to the idea of Indian romance in books. Also, I have this pet peeve. I cannot handle words like Jan. It could also be because of the lack of romance in my life that I cannot relate to it. Simple. Yeah, three books here, and the fourth book is from my book club, which is Cold Enough for Snow. I have not bought the copy because it's priced at 2000 rupees on Amazon, and one must be crazy to make a purchase like that. So I really need to figure out the situation, and then I have to read it before the book club meeting. And the fifth one, I know I won't be able to read. I'm only able to manage three to four books max. Four is max. But I am really, really, really in the mood for a good romance. I feel I need to read a romance that is all consuming, something that Christina Lauren would write. I just feel that it has enough spice in it, not too overwhelming for me. At the same time, it really makes me feel giddy. I like that kind of romance. So I would want to read that. Apart from that, I'm not picking up anything because I was just telling this to my audience on Instagram that I get too distracted now because I'm spoiled for choice. There are so many unread books on my shelf. If I don't like the one that I'm reading right now, I just turn towards my shelf and pick up something else. And it's just an endless saga of unfinished business. And I don't want to indulge into that anymore. It's a new year. Let's be focused.
Me and my emotional support lip gloss.
So there was this thing that I was working on, and my partner in crime is my best friend, and I don't think there could be a better, more fitting person than her to start this thing with. I will share more about it later, but that's her. Anushri, she's my best friend, and she's the one I'm starting with. What do you think about this venture of ours?
I think we're going to kill it. I think it's going to be really fun, and if you are someone who loves
Everything literary and
just being social,
then you would love
talking
it.
to your friends, discussing about art and culture, you will love the space that we're trying to create.
Yes.
Bye vlog.
Bye, vlog.